Hi, this is Rachel, speaking to you now. Please do not drive or operate any machinery whilst listening to this audio. Some of the things I speak about may be triggering. Please make sure you are in a safe frame of mind to continue. This is not intended to be medical or mental health advice, and I am not a certified mental health professional. In the case of an emergency, please contact your local resources. Your tomorrow, Dein Morgen. I came to this small town near the city where I live as a thought experiment, that I am seated at a small, round, wooden table, made for one person really, at a coffee shop which boasts old blues music, lively conversation at the cash register, and people working on their laptops. It's not too small, the space, but also not very large, and I like it. My normal state of being would be to hunker down in my lonesome one-bedroom home and feel, well, lonely and possibly depressed. But here, I am surrounded by people in a seemingly friendly and cozy environment. Yet I am indeed alone in my realm of thought. For the stark contrast of that which goes through my mind and the appearance of this environment obliterates any kinship of the two realms. I am alone with my thoughts, and I suppose that's how it is with everyone, really. We are all alone, even when together. For the tether of the mind to wander to the past and to other places, any place other than what is our present reality, is strong. And as much as I can fight to stay in the present, the mind, it has a protective mechanism so that it draws you away from any perceived danger. And whereas my ability to also dissociate was extremely useful during the years I suffered abuse, this mechanism no longer serves me. I no longer need to be pulled away from the reality which I face, for I am safe now, have been safe for a while, need to reconcile still with the past so that I can 100% believe that the reality which I live now consists of safety in every moment and not harm, trauma, or abuse. The truth is that I am free now, have been free of the physical reach of my abuser for over a decade, have been able to make choices in my own life, my life, the life that I own, take accountability for, am responsible for, would die for. Yes, I would die to have this life where I get to make my own decisions, get to listen to my own music, choose when or where or with whom I have sex with. But I don't have to die for this life, for I am living it, have suffered and have fought to get to this place, am not destitute on a street corner with nothing to my name, although that sort of existence has merit too. I am me, have fought to become me, have figuratively and metaphorically wined and dined my brain and my mind so that they will cooperate with this life of freedom I now live. Freedom to do myself harm or not, though I tend to choose the latter. This existence of my past invading my present tense, it is an era coming to a close, For I have shut that door, and though it still opens now and then, my recovery is a continual process of shutting that door to the past again and again and again. For the past is a wanton concept which needs to be restrained, and until the day that I die, I will hold on to those restraints, for my current credo, my motto, my raison d'être, is that of staying safe, is that which keeps me safe. And when I chance to turn back to the older pages of my book, I need to not be pulled into them like a gravitational force, but have a look, a gander, and then leave. Close the book. Turn to the next blank page and to write my next chapter, and then the next. For what sense of freedom comes to mind when the knowledge of the existence of those blank pages come to mind? It allows you this perspective to see the cup half full and not half empty. But our capacity to handle life has to do with the cards we were dealt, be it fate or biology or both, and is only as good as the tools in our belt. You want a tool belt full of amazing, safe, positive, focused tools with which to handle life? Well, you will need to do the work in order to acquire those tools, or will have done the work already. Yet knowing that learning is a continual process, whereas trauma is the gift which keeps on giving, whether that trauma or difficulty has been in your life, whatever that trauma or difficulty has been in your life, the existence of the fact that those things happen to you will never change. What changes is your perspective, the way you view and look at those things which happen to you. What changes is you and not the traumas. And your metamorphism into the newer, better, more enlightened, and more insightful, perhaps more patient version of you, that is your power. Your courage to change can move mountains of perceived obstacles in your life. For those perceived obstacles were never actually there in the reality of your current world. They were constructed within your mind as barriers to a future that didn't want you in it. They were based of old coping mechanisms that once upon a time served you years ago, but that now were no longer helping you, no longer needed, not even wanted. And you banished them away. You decided to take your life into your own hands. You decided to stand up for yourself for what is right, which means that you are no longer allowed to suffer. And so you are doing still, making changes to eliminate the suffering so that you could and can be free to live a life that you deem is worth living for you. So that you could and can be free. Free in the mind, freedom of thought, not constrained by the past, not filtered through the lens of suffering, not steeped in hurt, but steeped in joy. Steeped in joy like a tea bag of chamomile tea, which has been steeping in hot water for so long that the water has become tepid, and this water is your life, and the warm temperature means that it's livable, for she who sets foot into boiling water gets only burned, but she who calculates risks and waits until the temperature is safe and palatable, she is the one who gets to live in comfort and free of harm. So keep yourself safe, free of harm, and make this a choice you decide on. You need to come to this conclusion on your own, and no one else can force your hand. You have the freedom to make these choices on your own, whether you perceive there to be a glass ceiling on your decisions or not. If you feel stuck, break down those 4 walls. Shatter them. Smash them up. For you are not the one who has been battered. Maybe your life history feels like one thug after another has shattered your life, your windows, your ideals of what safety and security mean in your life. But you have the power to redefine the definitions of these words, of these concepts, of how you see yourself in the world. You get to redefine you. You get to live into a new tomorrow. You get to be the new tomorrow. For tomorrow is not his or hers, it's yours. And if all you want is to have a quiet day tomorrow, then be. Exist in your silence. And let that rest, the peaceful moments, define and shape your next tomorrow.